The Rap Roundtable is back for another Monday edition of our live. You know what it is. Shout out to everyone already building in the chat, getting the energy right before we take off. You know how we love to see that. But before we get into any pleasantries, we want to send our thoughts and prayers out to everyone in Wisconsin who lost their lives or was injured in that mass shooting. Again, in this country, it's tough that with all of these random gun laws, we can't get things into a situation where people are safe sending your children to school and coming home to where you send them. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who lost their lives today or got injured. Holiday season is officially ruined for all of these families behind this. And again, even thoughts to the shooter, because again, we don't know what he or she was going through. It's not a rational thought to do what this person did, and they were dealing with things themselves. So again, we just want to send out condolences to everyone. You know what I mean?
That's condolences, man.
Kind of tough, very, very tough to deal with that type of thing. And if you got kids and they in high school age, make sure you stay in communication with them. Make sure you know what's going on with them. Because as a person who worked in the school and kids go through things, kids will tell their peers things, they'll tell the teachers things, they'll tell their counselors things. They're not giving you the universal story. So not to say you got to be a helicopter, but keep that line of communication up with your children so that you know what's going on. Because the crash out is always imminent with these teenage kids in this particular internet era. So stay in lockstep with them and communicate with them. But nevertheless, it's your boy Jarv here alongside the Rap Snob.
What up?
Alongside Deanie the Balance. We got the whole PG pulling in. He's gonna be running for the first segment with us. Baylor, what it is, family. Fellas, what's good, man?
Chilling, man, chilling. You know what I mean? Trying to enjoy as much as I can of this winter weather that suddenly struck us here in New York. You know what I mean? But that shit came out of nowhere. And as you all may or may not know, I don't know how many people really know me like that in the chat. And we got some new viewers, but I don't fuck with the winter shit, man. I'm a absolute homebody. I'm like a hibernating bear in the winter time. I don't go nowhere. Don't talk to me. Don't hit me up. Don't be like, yo, you want to? No, I don't. I want to be in my house where it's warm. You know what I mean? Under my blankets, watching movies. That's it. I hate this shit, man. I'll see y'all in May.
Facts.
I love this shit, man. It's just the wind on top of everything is just what's making it so crazy. If it wasn't so windy, I think everybody would be a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And it's fluctuating. Like we get a 60-degree day one day, then it's 27 degrees the next day. Like they said it was supposed to be 40 degrees. I seen ice all over the floor. Ice, you know what I'm saying? So it was really cold, bro. Like, so I feel what you're saying. How was everybody weekend? BTG, what's going on in the West Coast, man? They still celebrating out there, B?
BTG ain't got these problems, man.
I mean, it's Dodger Blue
good weather out there.
It's Dodger Blue. It looks beautiful, man.
Women we the weather out there.
Sunshine and palm trees out there, huh?
Good weekend, Javi.
I mean, I can't complain. Filled with work, but for the first time in a minute, I ain't have to do no crazy overnights. I got like normal human hours, so I was very, very thankful for those hours, and I got to see some football and really get some rest in between all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
I can't necessarily complain. This week again is pretty decent. I don't think I have shitty hours too crazy until, ironically, right after Christmas, the hours get really wild, crazy, reckless again. But we lock in. We do what we do, nevertheless. But they ain't here to talk about our work schedules. They're not here to talk about the weather, even if it is nice in Cali.
Salute to the chat.
Kenny. Again, Rob Markman. Shout out to Rob Markman. We met up a homie at the Apple event.
Salute.
A couple of weeks ago.
Out in Brooklyn.
Shout out to Low Key.
Shout out Rob. You know what I mean? But he put out a post. Yeah, big rotation. Yeah,
yeah. No, I'm signing his brand or his old brand.
You're right. His former brand. But he put out a post talking about what he believes is a shift led by Kendrick Lamar in hip hop, right? Within his mentions, you see people pushing back against it. Rap Roundtable saying ourselves that the shift happened well before the battle. There was already a shift in motion.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain people who feel like there's a younger demographic, like the Playboy Cardis of the world, et cetera, who are leading their own shift. Then there's people who feel like Kendrick gets too much credit in general. So I feel like, is he dividing hip hop with all of this success? Is there a common ground that we can meet? Is there a new status quo? Sister the Rap Snob, let's talk about this, man.
Listen, I really feel like, yeah, I feel like there is a huge divide. I mean, we've been seeing it for years, and it's been bubbling and getting wider and wider. When you know what I mean, we've had this clash of the titans in the top stratosphere of rap, and really, you know what I mean, this really it for all intents and purposes, it felt like, you know what I mean, it felt like an MCU movie. It felt like, you know what I mean, like Avengers Endgame. You know what I mean? We're at a point right now, I feel like, where everybody is so dug into their own their own thoughts and feelings in terms of what hip hop and the culture is and should be. And there's a very large segment of the audience that has come up that came up in the Drake era. And you know what I mean? I'll go ahead and say it. This Drake era has felt like a lot of, you know what I mean, a lot of clout, a lot of, you know, clout over culture, clout over cloth. It's felt like a lot of, you know, social media and likes and stories over substance. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And a lot of other people out there in the listening audience have felt the same way. You know what I mean? But for a very long time, it kind of felt like, all right, this is the top guy. This is all we really have to go on. And here comes Kendrick. Kendrick, again, you know what I mean? Shouts to Dini. He did take the 5 years off. He came back with an album that he felt he needed to make, but that didn't really resonate with the hip hop listening audience. You know what I mean? 2 years later, he spins the block back around, and now he comes with an album full of absolute bangers and slappers after having this humongous battle and dismantling of Drake. So now it really does feel like a changing of the guards, and a lot of people are not liking it because what they know hip hop to be is represented by Drake. You know what I mean? The you know what I mean, the superfluous club songs, the fluffy radio singles, you know what I mean, the clouds, the, you know what I mean, the numbers, you know, everything is so metrics driven. Not to say that Kendrick is not metrics driven. We see what he's doing with this GNX album. That's just still doing numbers. You know what I mean? But there is an element, I feel, of culture and cloth that Kendrick carries that I don't feel Drake carried. And I feel like a lot of the hip hop listening audience that came up on Drake, they really have like a sort of like adverse reaction, almost like an allergy to cloth and culture. Like the amount of times that I've heard people describe Kendrick's music as protest music, Harriet Tubman music, slave music, like using all of these names and terms as derogatory terms. Like that shit is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like what would have happened like if they came up back in our era with Public Enemy and Brand Nubian and shit? NWA was, let's keep it a buck, it was gangster rap, but it was really protest music. There was protest in those bars. So I all that to say, I just feel like the hip hop audience is basically as divided as America is right now, with blue and red states. We have red hip hop listeners, we have blue hip hop listeners, and I don't know if they're gonna come to an agreement anytime soon. But look, Kendrick is up, culture is up, cloth is up, and y'all just gonna have to deal with it.
BTG out west, you know, they just had the Christmas event. TDE put some great energy together, you know, having a great run as a collective. And again, I feel like in a sense it's making people uncomfortable to see all of this winning, all of this, I want to say, pure hip hop happening, as opposed to what Sinner's talking about, clout driven hip hop taking place. Do you sense that there's a divide with all of the success that Kenny has been racking up in the last, I would say, 8 to 9 months?
Yeah, I don't think nobody from LA can go to Canada right now. You know what I mean? We chilling. We don't need to go over there anyway. So you know, I don't really understand it. But yeah, it is a division, and it's kind of whack because it's like I think everybody can fit in the same space. You know, I think we hop online too fast to say what's trash versus what's a classic. You know, I've seen recently that people are trying to give the definition of mid. Hey, I think there's a way where you could let down. You could not share your opinion. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we seen Nas go on a run like crazy, right? And I just left it at that. Like we Snoop and Dre just put out a project, and I found a couple of bangers on there, and it's like I salute the cast that we saw that was dropping heat back in the 90s, and I just leave it at that. If it's not for me, it's not for me. You know what I mean? I seen a No Face video, peekaboo. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, it wasn't for me, but he should still be able to go out there and make music. Y'all go have y'all guy, we got our guy. I can see the West Coast racism, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't like that sound, and I don't like this. Like, all right, bro, I get it. I get it. Your guy is down right now. He ain't put nothing out. Y'all not going outside anyway. Sin just said it was cold. Where you going? What are you
know it's cold
like,
over there.
Like it's hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? It's like 1 minute, like it's you know what it is? It's not even hip hop anymore. You know what I'm saying? This album right now divided the listeners between hip hop and people that just enjoy one artist. And that's it. You know what I mean? They over here begging online for Future and Drake to get back together, and so we can have this and we can have that. Y'all wasn't even listening to Lil Wayne the past 5 years. But now all of a sudden, Wayne is back. No, he's not. All right. And we don't want that legend to get destroyed either. So just appreciate hip hop. Yo, we got it this year. Next year, ain't no telling what's gonna happen, bro. Y'all can have it next year. We got 2024. All right, we got the year of Kobe. Let us have that, and y'all can have 25, bro. But it's just and it's like everybody wants a piece of it just for the clout, though. They not even like. And I talk to the Kendrick fans too. We know y'all getting money off of his music. Y'all breaking down every single line. Y'all breaking down every single record. Go get your bread. Could they be overdoing it too? Absolutely. But I can see all the comedians climbing the board saying, you know what I'm saying? Like it's clout chasing at the end of the day. It's not about the message. It's more so about the action behind it, like your feelings behind it. If you don't mess with the West Coast, we been knew that. We knew that since the 90s. It just changed. All of a sudden, Toronto don't like us. A certain demographic of people don't like us no more. It's like, whoa, what's going on? But we used to it though.
I mean,
and I hope we spill champagne next year.
I think it's gonna be a lot of champagne spilling. I don't even think it's gonna be just West. I think, as we talked about on the last in studio, I think as you know, people are starting to like reset the regional waves. I think people from all over the country are going to be able to pop champagne. I think the Midwest cats, New York cats, the Southern cats, whether it's Texas, Memphis, Atlanta, etc. There's going to be a lot of different bottles of champagne popping because I think it's starting to be room for everyone to eat in their own type of way. And to the people who are saying, "Oh, stop repeating what Twitter says," and Twitter's not a real place. Twitter's absolutely a real place.
You got a real place. They got real people on Twitter.
Exactly. So it's like I met Baylor on Twitter. Case in point. You know what I'm saying? When Low Key is coming on the rap roundtable, we met Low Key on Twitter. You got to know what parts of Twitter to reside in. If you want to reside in the fake part with the jabronis, be my guest. The block button and the mute button is a real thing. You can curate your audience on Twitter, and you can get the kind of messaging you want to get. And we've had real Tony the Dome, another cat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's avenues of Twitter where you could get real hip hop conversations, and we do that all the time. So again, people who finger wagging, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Stop telling us what the fuck to do. We're never going to listen to you. We know what we're doing. You notice we never bring you any bullshit conversations on Twitter. We know exactly what we want to talk about, okay? But I digress.
Get in tune.
Do you need a balance? You see people choosing sides with this Kenny thing. It's causing a bit of a divide. You got the Kenny haters too. We can't pretend like there's not haters out there. Where are you at with this situation? Is Kenny bringing us together, or is he ripping it apart?
We might have one amongst us.
Yeah, I mean, he might be. We might be talking to him right now.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm just.
we at work today, Denny.
I'm in the building. I clocked in. I think when it's your time, it's just your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that this happens with everyone. Like, we can talk about it in terms of, like, you know, the 50 and the Ja Rule, how one just kind of like came through and just snatched the spot back. It was kind of like people already tired of Ja at the time, you know, and it just needed the right proper nudge to get him out of here. I truly believe that there just were so many people that were tired of Drake, bro, for better or for worse. Blame the music, blame the image, blame the guy, whatever. Just 15 years is a long time to be on top, you know, and it just seemed like no one could like kick him off the perch, you know, and it's someone who came through, well deserving of it at that, you know, who has the culture in the palm of his hand and just kind of came through and did his thing. I don't see it as nothing crazy. I see it like how niggas used to drink Grey Goose, niggas started drinking Ciroc, now niggas drink Tito's. You know what I'm saying? The same way niggas drink fucking Cristal, now niggas drink Moet, and for the niggas who got a couple more dollars, they might get a little ace of spades. It's when it's your time to get the fuck up out of here, bro. Like, it's just your time. The Kendrick's dropping good music right now. The people's fucking with it. So there's nothing worse than the dude you're not fucking with going against the dude that you are fucking with that's just not around, but now he's around and he's full-fledged. He shows his heart is in it. He's everywhere you need to be. He's popped out like countless times already. It's just when it's your time, bro. And it's just his time. Does this mean he's gonna be gone forever? No, because I think an artist like Drake can't be gone forever. Like, we know that the pen is in question. It didn't hurt him as much as it would have most other artists. We know that he flip-flops around the different genres of music. That hasn't hurt him as an artist. You get what I'm saying? I just think he overstayed his shit. Like, yeah, you just people that come to your house, you love them in your house, bro. But once it gets to a certain time and that nigga still comfy on the couch, you gotta tell that nigga, like, dude, you gotta go. And I just think that's what it was. The music wasn't hitting people the way it was. The imagery from him wasn't hitting people the way it was. Niggas started finding out all this weird, sneaky shit behind the nigga doing shit in the industry. Like, everything, like every stake hit the nigga hard at once. They unvampired the nigga, bro. Now he gotta get real sleep. It's just his time. It is what it is. Kendrick is Blade.
I think y'all hungry for something else. This ain't got nothing to do with Kenny. It's your mans that need to come up with a new sound.
And it's weird because I feel like on this pod, like, we spent the most time dogging this nigga while everybody was in love with this nigga's sound. You know what I'm saying? And now it's weird because now I'm in the opposite position. I'm like, yo, I'm not arguing with you niggas because I was arguing with you niggas 4 years ago and you was on this nigga's meat. Like, where are you guys now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Who are you talking about? Just for the sake of clarity. Because you said we spent the last few years back.
How many years have we like kept Drake in check as far as when he tried to enter certain rounds, we was on his neck, bro.
The entirety of this podcast, we've been frying.
That's my point. So all the people who I've argued with who was Drake stands now want to be on Team Kenny. I hear you niggas, but no, bro. Like, you're gonna have to hold your L too. It just people jump the ship because they see where the winning side is at now. And
that's fandom for you. But that's the problem, Dini. In hip hop, you don't have to jump sides. You accept everybody. Where there's a space for Wu-Tang, there was a space for West Side Connection. I was listening to both, bro.
But if your heart, like Sin said, if your heart is built and died upon the fact that he's been the rap god for all these years, you know what I'm saying? If that's what your cornerstone, our cornerstone is built on niggas like Nas, KRS-One, Hove, Rakim. Like, we have a different cornerstone. But cornerstone might be niggas like Pop.
But look how many cornerstones you just named. A lot of those cornerstones were overlapping each other. That's my point. You don't have to hate on the other man. You can like that music too. I was listening
but if your favorite nigga, like you see how I just named all those niggas, but if all those niggas were going at each other, there are people who are just so fanatical for one or another nigga, they would have just went on that side regardless. Like, fuck it, I love Snoop, and I love Wu-Tang, but if Wu-Tang go against Snoop, I'm going with Wu-Tang. It just, that's the kind of fandom it is for a lot of people, bro.
I hate to go back to this, you know what I mean, once again, but to this day, 20 plus years later, that's still how it is with Nas and Hov. It's still like that.
It's a lot more reasoning though, bro. It's a lot more reasoning. A lot of people, Hov like Jay. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people like Kendrick, and like it's a little. They don't diverge the same.
We're gonna get into this later, but when them bullshit allegations came up about Hov, like, There was a lot of Nas fans that I know on Twitter that jumped at the opportunity.
Nas fans in our chat.
That's me buffing
I
up.
don't see where Jamar at this week. I don't see Jamar.
For no other reason, I think
regardless of how much I roll with Nas, that did not stop me from buying the Blueprint 3. And that's my point. That's my point about Drake fans. Is like y'all stuck on just eating pizza. That's it.
But if but here's the thing though. But here's the thing. But they are still fucking with it because Drake is still the nigga in the streams. So even though it seems like when we did the poll, it was 87-13. Even though it seems like Kendrick's winning the world, this nigga is still the number one streamed artist. So it has taken a blowback, but people still fuck with it.
The problem is. Hold on, but let me just jump in real quick. I'm sorry. The people are fucking with it, but anytime they get to talking about those streams, I mean, yeah, again, Drake is a megastar. I feel like someone should make it real of the amount of times I said Drake is a megastar. You know what I'm saying? I've said it so many times.
It is what it is.
When we get into those statistical arguments, what's the percentage of those that are actual rap fans, though? You could say
that is a good question. That is the question.
How many of those are white girls who don't even listen to rap, but they love Drake?
Right.
Or whatever race you are that don't listen to rap, but you like Drake because he's making dance music. He's cosplaying dancehall culture. He's cosplaying pop culture with a little bit of rap sprinkled. Like Hotline Bling
Afro beats. He's everywhere.
Dance is not a rap song.
Or it'll be one of them
Hotline Bling
white boy hype beast motherfuckers like that kid that was on the radar that fucked up the entire.
That's like get back out of here.
Yeah, it fucked up the whole Twitter timeline last week.
Man,
you know what I mean? It'd be motherfuckers like that.
What were you gonna say though, Baylor, before I jumped in? If you can't remember, it's okay. All right. Okay. So with the situation I had for me, I think it's a divide, but not necessarily in a negative sense. I know people might see the headline and be like, "Oh, he's being divisive." I think it's just that it's kind of like a drug in a lot of ways. If you're used to a certain product for so long, and Drake is that product, now that thing has changed, people are gonna start to feel some type of way. Because again, like we mentioned just now, the one dances and the Hotline Blings and the Marvin's rooms and all of that, and now you get in West Coast. And the thing is, Kenny not just making LA music. Some of this shit sound like it could be a little Oakland. It's like he's touching the whole coast.
All over, the whole West Coast.
To me, and it's like, and he's rapping, and it's not no dance shit, not no sappy shit. He's not trying to lick up a popcorn and make a dancehall record. He's strictly rapping and making music that, quote, the culture wants to hear, because he is what the culture is feeling. And sometimes the people who are the casuals, they're used to a certain line of product, and it's fucking them up. So you got a Rob Markman who comes out is causing a shift. When in all actuality, to me at least, and we're going to talk about the shift more in our next in-studio, but I want to say in this particular moment, to me, Kendrick benefited from a shift that was already happening. I think, like, you know how like there was an earthquake, and then Kendrick was a tidal wave after the earthquake. That's kind of how I look at this.
Moving the tectonic plates.
There's been a lot of people who's felt like, yo, we need a certain thing. They want that old. Remember how we joked about Bud a few weeks ago? We talked about like the Purple Haze and all
classics, old strains,
all this exotic shit. Now there's niggas who want the old work back. They want to smoke haze again, and they
want the Grey Goose, Mo. That's what I was saying. They want their old school shit. Like
they need someone to bring back that old work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Kenny's a person who can balance giving you some of that cosmetic and designer shit with some good old-fashioned haze. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's people who are struggling with that. And I think as we read the comments, and it's not just Twitter, it's everywhere on the socials. It's in real life. You can go, you go to a bar right now with enough black people. Don't go to a white bar, because then you know what it's going to be. But if you go to a bar with a good balanced audience and you get to talking about music, there's going to be people who still love Aubrey and they're not fucking with Kenny. And then there's going to be people who love Kenny and they're not fucking. So it's a fight right now. Like Sid mentioned the Nas and the Jay-Z of it all. We didn't know what was happening out of state, but we know in New York, it was a struggle. The difference between Nas and Jay-Z and Kenny and Drake, I feel like this is a nationwide battle. This is across the international borders. Niggas can't go to Canada. This is crazy. It's a fight right now, and I feel like I think we are still in. It might not be no more disses, but we are in a battle. I hate to make it sound so dramatic, but we in a battle for the soul of hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? Because whoever comes out on top is going to dictate. It's kind of like how Iman Shumpert talked about how Golden State won that first chip and how that changed basketball. Kenny had to win this shit because if Drake would have got Kenny out of there, we would be stuck with this bullshit forever.
Different world, man.
And ain't nobody complaining about nobody complaining about a West Coast sound.
There you go. There you go. Macito pulling in. What's good, family?
Gang.
Everybody officially on deck.
Peace.
Real quick reset before we get to Mace. If you haven't already by now, hit the like button, run those likes up, run the comments up. If you haven't by now, hit the subscribe option. Last time I checked, we were at 19.5K. Again, we are trying to get to 20,000 subs by the end of the year. People are like, oh, the Rap Roundtable was begging for subscribers. You are absolutely right. We're always going to ask people who press play to hit the like button and run the subscribers up. Because again, like, there's a lot of people who see us on the algorithm and they love the show, but they don't even know that they're not subscribed. They just know that it's on their timeline when they open YouTube. So take a quick second.
Motherfuckers really mad that we're promoting our own.
They just
it's an evil world we living in, bro. Shout out to Future.
What's going on, man?
Subscribe option. Run those numbers up. Help us get to 20K by the end of the year. Macito, we getting into this conversation about the divide in hip hop created by Kenny. Whether negative or positive, it depends on who you ask. Right. Where are you at with this conversation?
It's an interesting conversation. Y'all been cooking thus far. You know what I mean? I'm here to provide a little balance since, you know, we deal with It seemed like we dealing with PG Dean now. Dean, when you was going to tell me you jump shit, bro?
Yo,
like,
I'm just keeping it a beam,
when
man.
you going to tell me, bro?
My eyes and ears work, man. I gotta submit membership, bro. What we doing now?
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I was never in the embassy, bro.
Now I know how Sin and Jar feel with this Jay-Z and Nas when Dean just goes back and forth. Like,
yo,
who's his favorite?
Dini,
it depends on what I ate this morning, dogs. It really do. Like, what are we doing here?
Were they soul rolls?
Nah, they wasn't the top.
Nah, no soul.
I was on their top.
I had PG Lang soul rolls.
Yo,
no, I hate y'all niggas.
Dave Free got this guy's home address, bro. Like,
yo, mustard on a soul roll, bro. Mustard.
It's crazy.
I'm dead.
I didn't even get the memo.
Hey, Mace.
You know?
Hey, Mace. Jar said I could run the one in an All-Star game. How you feel about that?
Listen, man, Jarvis usually the one. I'm catching the lobs, you know what I'm saying? So
whoever's
passing me the lobs, that just you know what I mean?
Unnatural attachment to losing.
Throw the ball up, you know what I'm saying?
EGD.
I respect it. Shout out to NHD,
big. I hate it had to be him, bro. Yo, you know what I mean?
I'm TDE. I'm in between. I can't even go over there to the PG Lang team. I'm hanging out with Absol. We smoking good weed.
Where's Baby Keem at, Dean? Let us know, bro. But as far as the soul hip hop, this is a real good discussion y'all having. I have to agree. You know, even before I was on the Rap Roundtable has been alluding to, you know, there being a grassroots to mainstream shift within the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's not only us that's been paying lip service to it, right? Look at how things are going. Look at the placements that people like Conductor are getting. Look at the view that people have of Alchemist that maybe 10 years ago when he was just as elite that people might not have had for somebody like that. So the shift, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, trying to get their click on, you know what I mean? So everything is Kenny did everything. So, you know, they trying to make that work. But nah, this has been a shift for a little bit. As far as it's an interesting thing, right? Because I think with the Drake and Kendrick thing specifically, right? This is more of like a changing of presidents almost. You know what I mean? This is like, you know, when, you know, I don't really compare it to the Ja Rule thing because, you know, we didn't, you know, spend the next 5 months talking about what Ja Rule was doing every day. I just don't see the Ja Rule comparisons with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we immediately stopped giving a fuck about Ja Rule, bro. I still never listened to Blood in the Sand. So, but to me, this is more like the Kanye 50 thing, right? I mentioned that, before, a minute ago I mentioned that. Shouts, to anybody who heard that. But to me, it's more like that, right? Because when we mention a shift in hip hop, right? Like, I don't know if, like, what shift other than himself being the top nigga in the game would Kendrick himself be bringing, right? Kendrick doesn't necessarily come with the crew. Kendrick, even though I notice is a shift to West Coast sound, so maybe that's the shift he's trying to bring, right? But when I think about the shift in the attitude and the way things are going in hip hop, I don't necessarily see that with Kendrick alone. You know what I mean? Sonically, when we talking about people, Jarv said that was a great line, the soul of hip hop specifically. When you speak about that, I don't think it's just for Kendrick. I do think that there's been a lot of guys who have been fighting for this for a long time. Guys that we've spoken to behind the scenes talking about trying to bring this shift in hip hop. You know what I mean? So I think when people are overly putting it on the Drake Kendrick aspect of it, that's when it kind of gets the waters get a little murky. I absolutely think that when we talk about the people that are bringing the shift in hip hop, other than Kendrick is absolutely on that side, right? Kendrick is not fighting for the pop. Even though he gets on the pop stations, I'm gonna say he's not fighting for that. You know what I mean? He does even with the Taylor Swift features and people shit that people bring up. Kendrick, that's not the energy he brings to me. You know what I mean? I know a lot of the embassy members like to fight against that. But as far as like the specific shift in hip hop, me personally, I don't attribute it to just Kendrick. When I even think of, the type of, Kendrick came, his album got SZA and his album has, certain type, even the BPMs on there, that don't seem like a shift to me. It seems like he's just doing the top shit right now at the highest level possible. But I don't really see, like, you know what I mean? GNX, probably my album of the year. We still gonna speak about that. I gotta review everything. It don't seem like it's Kendrick that's the one that's really asserting this shift in hip hop. Maybe we just are too initiated, right? Maybe we just have been paying attention too much. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't really see what's been going on. I mean, before this entire situation, we had Drake. His first singles on For All the Dogs was a Conductor single, bro. You know what I mean? Dressed like West Side Gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, we've been noticing this. The last Travis album, he made sure to get West Side. He made sure to cater to that side. Like, this has been happening amongst the mainstream artists. We all know about when J. Cole wanted to assert himself as the best rapper alive. He went and got Benny on a song. You know what I mean? So it's like, we've been watching
on Benny's
this.
song. Let's be clear.
He got on Benny's song. So it's something, and I'm not trying to take credit away from Kendrick. I certainly think that he would be one of the driving forces in starting this shift. But I just, you know what I mean? It don't seem like it's not like, oh, Kendrick dropped, the game is changing. You know what I'm saying? The game been changing to me.
Well, I think let me jump in here because I think there is an extra level of it. And we've spoken about it. Jarvis spoken about it. You know what I mean? We've all collectively spoken about it. I've talked extensively about the homogenization of the sound since the internet took over in the internet social media era. And it's no, you know what I mean? It's no coincidence that like as soon as like social media became the driving force, or around the time social media became the driving force of what's popular, you know what I mean? The South sound, the Atlanta sound was what was running shit.
Right.
So naturally, if that's the sound that's running shit, and all of a sudden that sound is being blasted to like all the coasts, you know what I mean? North, south, east, west, everywhere. You know what I mean? Now everybody's gonna want to sound like the hot shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Including, Drake, who's on the other side of the fucking border. You know what I mean? So I think that the deeper thing here is that maybe it's not so much about you know what I mean? Maybe it's not so much about taking it back to quote unquote the essence, like there being one consistent essence for everybody. I think it's about going back to the essence for yourself. And for Kendrick, that is, you know what I mean, digging deep into his West Coast roots. And I think he's making a statement with this album that You know what I mean? You don't have to try to sound like the entire map to be popular and to get spins and to get on the radio to sell records. You can sound like what you grew up sounding like. You could be yourself. You know what I mean? You don't have to try to be from Atlanta and from the West Indies and from the UK. You don't have to do all that other shit Drake was doing to try to be dominant. You could be dominant just being yourself and sticking to your roots. And I think that's the message that Kendrick is trying to bring forth here. And it's no secret either that, or no coincidence that this entire year, I honestly think that there was some conversations had behind the scenes, like with all the West Coast comrades, like, yo, this is gonna be the plan of attack this year. Schoolboy, Tyler, you know what I mean, Absol to a lesser extent, you know what I mean, and then Kenny to like really drive the point home at the end of the year. These are all artists saying, look, you can sound like yourself. You don't have to sound like them over there. You don't have to be this homogenized version of yourself. You could be unique and stick to the roots of your own sound and still win.
You know what?
I like that.
Hold on real quick. I'm gonna pass it right to you, Mace. You know, and it's the thing. I think there's people, of course, we think about the demographics and the age and what you grew up on, so to speak. Like for us, we might have been listening to some hard woo shit, some hard motherfucking boot camp shit, or even some DMX shit later on. And it was never a question of did the baddies listen to it. Because at no point in my history of rap growing up that they weren't attractive women listening to the hard shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, things change over time and listening habits change over time. So it's like the whole question of are the baddies listening to Kenny? It's all about what's your audience. We've lost the plot if that's the question.
Right.
The baddies, let's say, not to say that baddies don't listen to Kenny. Let's be clear. Because I'm sure there are attractive women who do. Yeah. But that's not necessarily
the standard metric to go on. Like
chasing.
Yeah.
When Drake makes his music, Drake is McDonald's. McDonald's is for everybody. That's not
served.
The point is, I'm trying to say he's making music that's all encompassing, which will attract the baddies. Kenny's more of a boutique restaurant that will bring in a very specific audience. And every now and again, you might have people outside of that particular Venn diagram who come in and try it just a little bit. So to ask, are the baddies listening to Kendrick Lamar? They don't have to. That's not who it's for. But if they are, power to them.
And also, there's different tiers of baddies, bro. Like, if you want the regular round-the-way baddie, like, okay, sure. You know what I mean? They're gonna, you know what I mean? Eat a fucking double cheeseburger while listening to Hotline Bling. But you know what I mean? Like,
you might want the baddie with the waist beads that smell like the eccentric oil and shit with the dreadlocks. So she fire too, and she listen to Kenny.
But that's the problem, Jarv. Is like when you start inviting people to Thanksgiving and they bring in McDonald's food, and then they're critiquing the mac and cheese. Is like, no, bro. This is a staple. Exactly. This is a staple. We gonna eat that outside, and that's cool. But don't talk about the food that we've been eating for years. That's the only problem, though. We allow people into the culture, and I do not like it. They might not be other cloth, but they wearing our clothes.
Real quick, why is Ekins E so mad? Like who is this person talking to? Because are you mad at the chat? Like who are you sick and tired of? Help us understand. Because no one here sits in the West. Like no one's here been bashing the West. Let me know who
we got a West Coast representative on deck, man.
And no offense, BT, the West got the biggest chip on their shoulder, bro. Like nobody hates you guys, bro. It's not 1997, man.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's
whoa.
We're not even bashing. I just want to know who Ekins is talking to, because it's like we haven't bashed the West at no point in this conversation.
In the history of the Rap Roundtable, we've never bashed the West.
That's not even our body. So I need to understand.
Showing a lot of love, actually.
Oh, Ekins is mad at the East Coast hip hop scene. Who the fuck is talking about the East Coast hip hop scene right now?
I'm mad at the
hip hop. Talking about a Canadian and a West Coast nigga, bro. What are we doing here?
We're not even on our New York bias vibes right now. What's going on, Ekins? You just pulled up to be upset? What's going
Clearly.
on? The East
Clearly.
Coast,
especially the big East Coast.
the South picked Drake.
What is he?
East
What is
Coast,
he talking
in
about?
unison, pick Kendrick Lamar.
Hey,
Outside of the old 55-year-old niggas.
Bro, we do not know what you're talking about right
It's a
now.
different time, blood. It's a different time.
That bullshit. Like you obviously watching the wrong show. But Macito, as you were before I jumped.
Just watched the Funk Flex clip and got pissed off. I just wanted I wanted to add to what Sid was saying because I it is interesting, you know, the regionality of it all. But even that, right? Like, even that shift was starting. We here a year ago, we had a conversation about Atlanta sound falling off. Who was going to be the king of Atlanta? Like, that's what I mean. Like, these natural shifts that were occurring, all getting attributed to one thing now. And I understand the shit was you know what I mean? This battle that week, you know what I mean? That weekend, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever going to forget that. But these shifts, like, to me, they were occurring. I don't see the DMX after the, you know what I mean, popping up in right smack dab in the middle of the shiny suit era. Shiny suit era had lasted 1 year. You know what I'm saying? And then DMX came out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, technically it was 1 year, but 96 and 98 was
like 2 years, bro.
96 Death Row was running shit. You know what I mean? 97 is really
no money, no problems, bro. Come on, don't do that.
Life After Death was 97.
You're right.
Life After Death. Pac was 96. You know, all them albums. And then, you know, No Way Out, Life After Death, that's 97.
Do when they start
but X was right after that, though.
My bad.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's
right.
And DMX was right after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
right
what I
after
mean.
that.
Like, this wasn't like Atlanta was running shit for like since
But look,
I was damn near like out of high school, bro. Like, niggas was really tired of this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. To me, it wasn't as much of a, you know, a one singular, this guy came out, that shit is over. As far as the game has been tired of this, people have been saying this. This has been years long where people were looking for something else to me. You know what I mean? From my point of view.
But that comes down to
bro, styles change. You want something new. If you've been listening to the same thing, you know, you want at least a little different version of it. That's why sometimes people just took what somebody did and add a little gloss on it, and it just like that's what Westside did. He just pretty much took that aesthetic, added a little gloss on it, and we just fell in love with that same style all over again, bro. Like, it's just at every point you still gonna love that music, but you want a little higher grade of that tune. You know what I'm saying? Say if you want to use your weed, you want to use your liquor terms or whatever, but it just you're based right here. But every once in a while, you just want to. Kendrick right now is giving them that extra high. You get what I'm saying? Right. That's just what it is right now. People just. They just mucked out on dude. You get what I'm saying? They just you smoking. It's block work now.
And not for nothing, Macito, Sin made a good point about like what Kendrick is trying to do on a macro level as far as being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think about the Aubrey I was introduced to, that guy, you know, just starting to get his shape ups, the light Caesar beard, or the beardless guy with the part right here. Where is that guy?
5 o'clock Shadow Drake was elite, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, he has transformed.
It was a problem. He was a problem.
He was such a nice guy. I remember when Angie used to do the Angie interviews, and Angie was so like taken by how nice of a guy he was and all of that. Now he's a tough guy from Canada, wearing black, driving through empty malls with a beard and an identity crisis, and it's like, bro, get back to being
with the duck lips.
Oh, he lived long enough to be the hero, man. You know what I'm saying? To be the villain. That's what it is. He lived long enough to be the villain, bro.
But he made himself. He's not a real villain. He's cosplaying that. At his core, he's still the nigga he came into the league at. He just got more bread, more clout, and he changed friends a few times. And I always say, in real life, and this is for the chat too, in real life, always watch the niggas who be crew hopping. It be the niggas who had their friends for mad years, or the niggas they fuck with for mad years. Then there's a nigga you see every 5 years with a whole new crew, or a lady you see every 5 years with a whole new crew. The person who crew hops is not to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I look at Aubrey. Who's the niggas that was with him when he was doing the first video? Who are these people in the No Face video? Who are these guys?
Chubbs and 40. Come on now. Chubbs and 40 still down, boy. Boy Wonder. Come on now.
The old school teams is still lit. You know what I'm saying? Barker, them niggas is still lit.
We still got Tata over here, bro.
It was 40 people in that mall.
Who are these people?
It's 40/40s, B.
You feel me? That's
None of
your
the
cousin,
stores
man.
was open. None of the stores was open, bro.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? Get back
Gotta
to
sell
that
a
guy.
dream, man.
Put on the big T-shirt. Get the light Caesar 5 o'clock shadow bid. Bring back the
Come
fade.
back home, man.
Facts.
Roll up Khaled.
Facts.
Do another I'm on one. Get back in your bag. Stop trying to be. You trying to be a Top Boy cast member.
Yeah,
The worst
wicked.
thing that happened to Drake was Top Boy, bro.
Tell me
The
you
worst
cheesy,
thing, like he
man.
seen that shit and said, I want to be Duchesne. Don't be Duchesne. Be Drake.
Touché.
Come on.
I think his formula done ran out, man. Like, you know what I mean? Dropping so much music year over year over year, like there's only
It's
so
exhausting,
much
bro.
Exhausting, but also the well runs dry. Like, there's only so much that you can.
Nah, Sin, it ain't no artist
I feel like
development.
Sin when
If there's
Sin
no
halfway
artist,
says this. When Sin says that, it's halfway wishingly. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, Sin, you really think that when Drake come out the next album, people are just not gonna listen, bro? Like,
I'm not gonna say
everybody gonna listen. I'm gonna listen.
Come on.
Since sound like the nigga dead and gone, bro.
Right.
Like,
I'm not saying they're not gonna listen, but we've all heard the output or the percentage of the output. It don't hit the same. You know what I mean? Like it hasn't for a while. You know what I mean?
Because
And
there's no artist development.
you know, it's just on his foot though. It sounds crazy. Like the nigga, we got tired of the nigga with more styles than everybody. It just sounded on his face. It just sounds crazy.
Hey, Sam, we just finished talking about Cass was getting tired of his style, right? Because nobody knew it's out. He just did. He attached himself to Sexy Red. He attached himself to
that was crazy.
what's the Ice Spice. After that, there's nobody else coming out. You can't come to the West Coast because everybody was at the pop out.
He stayed doing that though. He did the same thing. Did the same thing to Fetty Wap. Did the same thing to Future. Attached himself to the shit and then pop out.
Fetty,
you know,
Block Boy,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Money.
every year or every other year, you know what I mean? McDonald's comes out with like a new sandwich, a new burger. You know what I mean? Them shits don't be hitting. Nobody cares about them. You know what I mean? Just go back to the classic Big Mac. The Big Mac still works, man. You know what I mean? Promote that. But you keep trying to
give us a Toronto sound. Give us a Toronto sound.
Trying to give you the chicken Big Mac, bro.
Nobody asked for a chicken Big Mac.
Nobody.
Nobody asked for that shit.
I ain't gonna hold you. It was disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even bother.
I fell for the commercials. I ain't gonna lie. But like Baylor said, to do the Canada sound. You want Drake making Cardinal official raps?
Yo,
hey, I don't know what he gonna do.
That was a radio sound for a little bit.
Toronto sound though. What like take care?
That sound was more like a Caribbean sound.
The sound that developed into the Weekend sound. That was the Toronto sound.
He tried to be the Weekend already. He already like Drake is like Cell, bro. He absorbed it.
Take care. He damn sure did.
You know what I'm saying? Like what he got to me, honestly, bro. He might as well just try to go back to some English shit. Because to me, England, the English style and the lingo that I'm currently hearing out of Toronto specifically, it sounds like those worlds are colliding in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So go make some grime music. Grime Drake might be fire. Remember the joint he did with Fabio and Bro from Brooklyn, whose name I can't remember?
The Rap Radar freestyle he had with Central C was dope too.
It was on Scary Hours 3. What was that? It was like I'm bad positive right now. Let's move on. But British Drake is the play. A little joint album with light skinned homie from England right now.
Central C and Drake
combination.
Something gotta work. Something.
I mean, all jokes aside.
When it happened, it was fine.
All jokes aside, I think at the end of the day, there's too much music being put out in general. So it's like no matter how much music you put out, your fan base is gonna want more and more and more and more. So some of this is not just on the artist. Some of this is just on the day and the time that we living in. And maybe that's partially that's his fault, because I know we clown K-Dot for dropping every 4 to 5 years, but maybe Drake needed to take a break in between all those projects.
Had to keep the money rolling in. B nigga was on the Django deal.
All right,
We
we'll come out.
joints every year, bro.
We'll come out with Euphoria season 2.
Nah, he got to link up. It was on Dark Lane demo tapes. It was that song Demons. That was a nice little snap.
Oh yeah. That was
You know what I mean?
tough.
I
He
got
had a
some good
joint in
love in
there
my
called
heart.
War too. That sounded like the UK grime shit.
Yeah, right after that, back to back. Get Central C, cosplay that shit for a second,
Real quick.
or go back to 5 o'clock Shadow. Because to me, that 5 o'clock Shadow era Drake is who he really is. He wanna sing like Sade and he wanna rap.
That's really the best era. You know what I mean? A lot of the young
You
Drake
couldn't
fans,
miss.
they like the second half. That's really prime Drake right there. If you want to be honest.
You know what I'm saying? This tough guy with braids or a fade or bangs, like we don't want that from you, bro. Nobody ever really wanted tough guy Drake, bro. Ever.
Yeah, we don't believe
Pigtails,
that.
whatever that shit was, no go.
You got hitters, let them do that. Or if Chubbs want to be Sully and you want to be Duchesne, let Chubbs be Sully.
Crazy.
So before we let you go, bro, before we let you go, last thoughts on this whole divide with Kenny. Do you think that is like as we get into 2025, what do you think this divide will lead us to?
Nothing. I think we're gonna get over it. You know, I think we still have to pay attention to the other genres. I think R&B is gonna make a strong push for next year. And I think, at the end of the day, just let Kenny have his moment, and then I think this petition that could potentially turn into a lawsuit that's gonna hang over his head for a minute. So it's like, I don't know, how do you focus on music when you need to focus on the fight? You should have focused on that to begin with, or you wouldn't be in this situation. So I think as far as for Drake, I don't know. But as far as everybody else, it seemed like they're waiting on the outcome of this to see what type of music they're gonna put out. And I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad if Future and them just say, "Hey, all right, it's over. Let's go back to making music." It's gonna look a little funny in the light. It's gonna look funny at the Thanksgiving table. But at the end of the day, the people are thirsty. Are they hungry for the music? They say the West Coast sound between the Bay and LA is a little rough on their ears. I mean, just wait on your guys then. Just wait.
Baylor, we appreciate your time.
But I don't think it's gonna be divided that long though. We're gonna get back to it.
All right, VTG in the building. We'll connect with you one more time before the year is out, Baylor. We'll holler at you real soon, bro.
BTG.
All right. We still got champagne. And the champagne's still cold from the Dodgers.
I bet it is, even in the sunshine.
Man. Baylor in the building, but we gotta move on, guys. Fellas, so it's the year-end season. We've seen people put out some lists. We put some doo-doo lists. We've seen one particular pandering ass list. Anything for our like, it seemed like in 2024.
Anything.
But it's list season here. Our best rapper list is coming real soon. We do it year to year. It causes the most controversy on Twitter when we drop that list. We get in trouble. We go viral. It's problematic. But before we get to that list, we got to start putting our teams together. Much like the NBA has their all-NBA team, there's a first team, there's a second team, there's a third team. I think there needs to be an all-rap team. First team, second team, third team. That doesn't mean that you're the best or the worst. This has nothing to do with skill. It's strictly about the year you had. Being good at rap helps, but it's strictly about the type of year you had in 2024. Did you perform at a high level? Did you not perform? If your favorite rapper didn't make it, is it because he probably or she didn't perform at the level that they needed to in order to make this team? So I asked the panel a question first and foremost. Do you guys want to do first team, second team, third team? Or do you want to go third team, second team, first team? First team is the starters, obviously.
Let's do first team.
Let's do first team.
Yeah, let's start with the first team.
All right. So we don't even gotta waste time. Kenny's on his team.
Yeah.
We're gonna fill out the other four. It's 5 pieces.
Yeah.
It's 5 slots per team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we moving Kenny off the board. He's obviously first team all rap in 2024.
Right.
I got an argument for an artist I think needs to be first team this year. And I gotta go with Glorilla. I feel like she's had a strong enough year to be first team all rap in 2024.
I didn't have Global on my first team.
I feel like she got to be there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Did I have
ladies-
Glow on my first team?
I can't think of 4 more people that deserve to be in that spot more than Glow though.
This year?
This year, nobody.
Whole first team to me.
I don't know.
So
man.
Deanie opposes. Send you oppose?
It's gonna be.
She's having a great year. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, we're not having the best rapper list. Like, right?
She had a great year. Doechii also had a great year.
She did.
I would put Doechii up, not to make
Glow.
Not to make this.
The Glow hits have been hitting though.
Job, is PG Lang funding this podcast, bro? Like, what's going on? Doechii first team all hip hop.
That's heavy, Sin.
I don't know.
Maybe rookie of the year.
She's having an incredible year. She's not even a
rookie. She's not even a rookie. Calvin came to this realization the other day.
She's been out for a minute, B.
Yeah, she was making them Kodak tunes back in the day.
Shout out to her. Niggas even know that was her, bro.
She was making that rap. She was.
I just wanted to throw her name out just to you know what I mean, mix things up a little bit. But all right, let's throw out some other names. There's Tyler.
Yes.
Tyler
first team all rap in 2024.
Yes. Future's going in there.
There's Schoolboy. There's Future.
I don't have Schoolboy in my first team.
Yeah. She might make number 5. Maybe she might make the last slot. But
I thought we was all going to drop a name, but yeah, it's Kenny, Future, Tyler is automatics.
Automatics, B.
All right.
You know what I mean? That's automatics.
So Kendrick's in there. All right, we all agree on Future?
Yes.
Yeah.
Future would have be the MVP if not for Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all feel about putting 38 on that first team?
I can't be mad. I had him on
this year of all the under.
I had him on top of my second, so I wouldn't be mad.
I thought about it.
What you think, Sam?
38. 38
being
was
under overground representative of the first team.
Yeah.
I think 38 got to be in that first team, y'all.
Gunna could possibly be first team too.
Nah, relax.
I'm not.
What? That Gunna album was amazing.
Gunna
was kill me.
Amazing.
I don't know if I put Gunna first team, but I see the science, Deanie, but I don't know if I put Gunna first team.
Sonically,
last year he had a stronger year than this year to me.
Ain't no way.
Damn,
the fresh out of snitching album, that would have put him first team. This year was more of a second team, third team this year for
no
Gunna.
First team votes for Cole or Drake.
Nah.
Just for the sake of being fair, we gotta ask.
First team, nah.
I didn't have him.
I know that the chat might have been expecting me to do that, but as a person who respects the Rap Roundtable brand, I'm not going to throw Drake's name until he deserves it. So no first team vote for me.
Fair play.
And I mean, Cole, that you know what I mean?
L's Ellen.
That L.
Ellen. I wouldn't be mad at 38. I think 38 show improved this year.
He got that Joel Embiid rule, man.
You right.
Yeah.
64 games for this nigga.
38 really showed up this year.
That shit is on his forehead like the scarlet letter, bro. Like he's not escaping that shit no time soon.
All right. So guaranteed is Kenny, Tyler, Future.
Yes.
So we tossing up 2 spots. I got Glow. I feel like a lady needs to be represented. I think she's the voice of the ladies right now. I think
Doechii's the voice of the ladies right now.
Absolutely not. It's like we're not even.
People really,
I'm not even a Doechii hater.
People love what Doechii's doing, but the Glow hits are just hitting, bro. Like
Doechii's
that shot clock in
2025. I'll put it to you like that.
That cooking joint.
She's gearing up to dominate next year.
Fuck it, Glow in 38. Fuck it. Don't Glow in 38 on there, man.
I'm not even.
I'm with that.
I'm not mad at 38, especially.
He's doing right by his TDE affiliations. You know what I'm saying? He had to say Doechii name in there because
no. I truly believe.
Nah, shit. The album was fire though. The album,
and her appearance, Top Dog said,
and her appearances everywhere
amazing. Yeah,
pretty exceptional.
You know what I mean? And she's
TDE.
Colbert was fire. She a Tiny Desk was fire.
Her
performance at the At the
Spin got the
Christmas joint
MP3s
was
of the
fire.
new J-Rock
Like,
album, bro.
The stage performance was fire. I mean, look, listen.
Bro.
I didn't know it came with that packaging. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts to Glorilla, but we seen what she did on that VMA stage.
I will say this about
Thanksgiving ain't over, huh, Sin?
You know what I mean?
And I love. I think Doechie's
extra yams in the soul roll.
Doechie's super talented. Doechie is fire. Doechie's super talented.
Fire,
she got
bro.
Bars,
She
can do her thing. But I find it very interesting that because of the people standing behind her, to me, I don't think she got any talent that Doja Cat don't have. But people who were saying Doja was pop last year because of who she with.
I don't know. I think she's a better rapper than Doja.
She's rapping about.
Don't do that, Mace. Nah, she's a better rapper than Doja.
You don't like that demonic suburban weird shit that Doja Cat raps about.
But Doja didn't make a sonically. She did.
Mace about to get us shot.
Doja's better than Doechii to me. I ain't gonna lie. I think Doja's better than Doechii.
She's better.
Nah,
she's a better pop star.
She might have better singing joints but as far as the pure rapping, the rapping she did on that alligator joint surpasses anything I've heard from Doja Cat, bro. To be honest,
you listen to Doja's last album?
I listened to some songs. I listened to the whole album. She don't move me, bro.
Some songs you listen to what was on the radio, then.
She don't move me, bro.
Don't you make a rapidy rap album or anywhere close to what Doechii did on her last project?
The shit that had the spider out of like the diamonds and shit.
Does somebody have to make a rapidy rap album for you to acknowledge them as better?
But that's you making an argument as far as better, and I'm like, Doja not even leaning into that rap.
I think Doechie's more of the cloth, so it's easier for people of our ilk to stand behind her. But I'm talking about talent for talent. I don't think she's better than Doja.
I think sonically she's better too.
But Doja hasn't leaned into it the way Doechii has, so you can't even make that argument.
Doja's not of the cloth. That's the missing element.
But she can rap. I'll come around.
Doja with TDE, probably you would say she's of the cloth. If you heard Doechii with Kodak, you might have said the same thing.
You might have felt that way, Mace.
I'm gonna be honest.
We can't just inject.
And I feel like y'all think I'm shitting on Doechii. I just think Doja is that great.
You know how many, bro?
I don't know. That whole album to me was fire, mate. Like top to bottom.
Listen, I wouldn't expect anything.
I was like, she different,
bro. You know how many years Drake has tried to replicate cloth, and to this day it has not worked. Motherfucking Kendrick came and snatched the fake cloth.
Get over here, bro. Yeah.
Like, you can't inject cloth, bro. Like,
I'm not even making a cloth argument. I think that, like, I look at Doja Cat as more of like remember the rock bands who used to rap in they shit? You know what I'm saying? Like they can rap, and sometimes they do rap, but they're not actually rap.
Damn.
You know, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's how I look at Doja Cat. When she decides to rap, it's usually on some pop starry, you know what I'm saying? Type of vibe. But like she not hip hop to me.
Like what's the Doja joint? She's like, oh man, she was spitting. Like where those at?
The sonics are not hip hop. The vibes is not hip hop. The aesthetics is not hip hop. She don't have a body of work that's hip hop adjacent. She can rap and she does rap. But when I listen to Doechie's last album, fuck what the cloth was talking about. Just straight up sonics. She made a rap.
My ears work, man.
Until Doja does that, I ain't saying she gotta fucking get on a conductor beat. But she's making
I gotta listen to the Doja Mason's listening to.
Listen, I'm telling you. Listen,
she making Linkin Park shit. Limp Bizkit. She's not rapping. That's not rap music. That's
vibing.
Like the fuck are we talking about? You know what I mean?
I like the Jay-Z album with Linkin Park, by the way.
I want to show you up. I want to show you up. Like, come on, dogs. We're not doing this, man.
Oh, what's the name of that group with the nigga with the high-pitched voice that rap? And he did the song at the end of the first Matrix. Oh, what's the name of that group? And they sang the DX theme song. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
POD or some shit like that? I think that was the name. Yeah. POD.
That nigga was a rapper.
Can't you tell me what it means? Them niggas. Yeah, I remember them niggas.
Rapping. But that's not rap.
The Everclear nigga was a rapper too. The nigga that went against.
I think we're talking about perspectives
No,
I'm
we're
just talking about
Sonics.
talent. I'm just talking about talent.
About Sonics. The fuck out of here, Mace.
I'm just talking about talent.
Mace, I respect the good fight though, bro. I do.
Come on, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But take my table. She's a pop star that raps. Shout out to Doechii. So the first team officially, and the chat's not too upset. That's a good thing. Rage Against the Machine. Thank you, Fly Shit. That's what I'm talking about. She of that ilk. Rage Against the Machine. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we got Kenny, Tyler, Future, 38, Glorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Very balanced first team all rap.
I like that.
In 2024. So we get to the second team now.
All right, can we get to Doechii now?
Doechii's in the second team.
Definitely in the second team.
Are we putting Doechii above Meg, or do we have two women slots?
Hell yeah.
Meg had a strong year.
Meg had a strong year, bro.
She had a presidential debate. That's what she had, bro.
All right, Meg's second team at least, right?
Yo,
that Mr. Me, the Japanese joint, it was everywhere, but that song is doodle, bro.
It
was everywhere.
So we could put Meg. I think.
Meg and the people. That's why I say this.
We can't put Nicki above Meg though for the year.
Listen to it. Said that deluxe was hitting.
Nicki, I mean, it dropped in 2003. But it dropped like 2 weeks before the year ended though, bro. It kind of carried into 2024. You know what I'm saying?
Nicki was more popping on Twitter than she was on radio or streaming, bro. No disrespect, and you know I love Nicki. I'm a Barbie, but.
Everybody. Uzi.
What was the records? Bigfoot came in.
That was a year ago, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, everybody said it was a year ago.
Yeah, it dropped. I think it dropped like the 15th of December or some shit like that.
I think Doechii and Meg belong on the second team.
Yeah.
If Meg not second, Meg at least third, I would put.
I mean, then we got a name. We can't put. So I don't want to just start throwing names out there, but Benny not second team above Meg.
We ain't get to the men yet. I'm just saying. I think that if Doechii second team, Meg got to be second team. Because Meg carried the first half of the year, for better or worse.
Ugh. All right, man. I'll put it down.
And I don't know. I think one of
them so reluctant.
I get what you're saying.
Have a better top of the year.
I don't feel like that's two spots available for this. I think if you're saying that, then one of them has to go third team. To me,
you don't think that Meg had a strong enough year for second team all rap?
Nah, I do. But I think if we saying that Meg got to go second team, then we got to move Doechii to third team.
You think Meg had a stronger year than Doechii is what you say?
Yeah.
I feel like
I think it was equal. I think just like you say.
I think Doechii had a better year, man.
Now Doechii, I think you know what? Matter of fact, I went Mace. It's a lot of recency bias with this Doechii shit. Like
what you mean?
That's
the album. We discussed the album, bro. It was fire. There's still a lot of people to name.
Niggas was not talking about Doechii all summer long, all spring long, all winter long last year or top of 2024.
When that album drop is when we start talking about it like that. When the album drop,
Kendrick posted that album, and then all of a sudden Doechii was the best shit on earth, bro. Let's be honest.
Facts. I got the album like that.
I did. I thought it was fire.
I got the screenshot. July 13th. I dropped it in the group chat. That's that's the whole second half of the year.
What reply?
Now Doechii overrated. Come on, y'all.
Third or fourth quarter.
Check to see when's the next time you send something to the group chat about Doechii. After that,
she rap better than Meg. Her performances were better than Meg's. Like
maybe November.
Second team.
We gotta throw. There's still a lot of people to name. That's why it feels like.
Are there?
I mean, 21 had a good top of the year, did he not?
21 been since spring, nigga.
That invisible, but
all right. So how you gonna make the team?
For what he did in the top of the year.
Where's he now?
I don't think
it's gotta last through the whole year.
21 didn't have a lot of impact this year with that album. I'm gonna be honest.
As soon as that beef started, niggas could not find 21.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah,
he ain't
had no fire guest verses this year. Nah, I wouldn't put. I don't know if 21 makes the list, to be honest with you.
Facts.
I got Big X to plug, but that's more 13.
Big X to plug.
We got a few young cats that we gotta talk about.
Hold up.
Talk about it, Dean. Yeah.
You know the vibes. That album was fire. Take Care is a great album.
Drake make second team at least? No. They gotta make one of these teams.
Drake gotta be on the list, bro. You can't not be a part of the biggest battle of the fucking century and not.
Drake second
you know what I'm saying?
Rap, bro.
Yeah.
He gotta be.
Yeah.
For better or worse, he's the other
Yeah.
side of the argument. Second team.
Gotta be.
What hit besides Family Matters?
No Face.
He is the most.
Sin, for the
What's
record,
up?
we talking hits right now because 2025 coming soon, bro. You want to talk about hits?
Yeah, a couple years ago, you would have felt a little neglected
Let's
about this
you know what I
comment.
mean?
We're talking about hits now.
Let's
That's
talk
all
about
that
hits
matters.
now.
Hits.
Because there's gonna be another list next year, bro.
Let's be clear. I'm not talking about
Talking about record sales. Let me know.
I'm not
Stream.
talking about
What are we doing?
I'm talking about what moved the needle besides Family Matters.
The whole beef. He's
Come
part
on,
of it.
Sin. Come on.
Yeah.
Everything Drake did made news.
Not including half the time we spent cooking them.
Come on.
Like, you particularly.
Don't we have him on the thumbnail today, Sin?
No.
Like, nah, you guys Kenny.
We got Kenny today.
Push-ups was trash. Fucking Taylor Made trash. Family Matters was cool, I guess, but everybody seemed to have loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Hard Part 6 trash. Then a whole summer of duds. Like what are you talking about?
Let them cook.
Sin did not think, for the record, Sin did not think the Hard Part 6 was trash until Twitter told him, bro. I remember having that conversation that night, bro. And even you was like, he's spitting on here, bro. You said that.
But it's too late. It was too late.
No, what I said was it's decent, but it's not changing anything.
You just called it trash, though.
Again, we not remember the teams is not when we do the top 10 rappers list.
That's crazy.
We get into all the best and the bars and the musics, but the year when you make the rap team, it's a combination of everything. It's like you make the team, you was popping in the news, you was popping with the music, you was a headliner, and for better or worse.
So by that logic, I hate it, but Cole got to be second team.
So y'all put Aubrey third team then.
Nah, the person who participated in the battle has to go second team, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, but Cole dropped a fire album though. He dropped
and halfway participated in the drama. So who's the second tier right now again? Who's the second tier?
All we got is Doechii and Meg right now.
Nah, we had somebody else. Doechii, Meg, and
you threw out Benny.
Nobody else yet. We trying to figure it out.
Dean threw out Benny's name.
And now we're not talking about Schoolboy.
I have him in my second team.
He my guy, but as far as the year goes, I'm in a large minority when it comes to this album, so I can't force it. You know what I mean?
Freddie Gibbs too.
Huh?
Freddie Gibbs had the You Only Die Once joint. Great album, great. It didn't make no buzz like that, but it was fire though.
I'm gonna come to a decision before I put Common second team.
Now Common belongs to the second team.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Common got an album of the year contender.
So you got second team, you got Common, Doechii, Meg.
That's it so far.
Drake got to go on there, bro.
He got to.
He got to, bro.
Drake.
No way.
Cole above Drake.
Can't.
He got the most anticipated album. He had the most anticipated album coming into the year.
Look,
most anticipated podcast now. So
is it still that way though?
Like,
yes, it is. Let's talk facts.
No, indeed.
When he was dropping them singles,
that was great.
And the Might Delete later shit, as a collective, we was all hype. He was controlling the culture. He did some fuck shit. He did some unforgivable shit. But to this day, we are still waiting on the fall off. Anticipation is there. The body of work with the diss track that he rescinded is there. He did more to be second team. And he took just as big of an L as Aubrey did.
He's actually in the Garden right now performing, which is kind of crazy.
Right now,
just add a little insult to injury, but yeah.
The team is J. Cole, man.
The Garden just wins it incredible, huh?
Who you got?
Nah, this is crazy. I can't even condone that, man. I can't co-sign that.
He can't be second team.
If it's between Drake and Cole, it's gonna have to go to Drake.
Wow.
Yo, you know wrong if Sin is picking
Cassell, Gunners 101, not a bad song on the album.
He stood his ground.
Fire.
He took the biggest L of all time, but he stood his ground.
He fought the fight, bro.
You're right.
He fought the fight. That matters.
Second team. So we got 4 niggas on the second team right now. Yo, we just lost 20 viewers because Sin picked.
Damn it, man.
Yo, this is it. All right, but
I hate to do it. I hate to say it, but it is what it is.
We got 4 people on this team right now. We got one more for the all rap team. Who's it gonna be? I've heard Gibbs' name mentioned. I've heard Schoolboy's name mentioned. Does Cole sneak into the second team along with Drake?
Why can't they both be on?
Third team?
Yeah.
Benny?
Why can't they both be on second team?
There's Benny. There's Rhapsody. There's Freddie.
You got Benny, Gibbs. Who else coming up?
There's Rhapsody. There's Rome. There's Conway.
Damn, that's a lot of names.
At Lupe Fiasco.
There's Lupe.
Shit.
How we feel about
I forgot about Lupe.
Ran had some good joints this year. The Chaos of My Life joint with Conway.
Do we want to be objective and put Eminem second team?
I was gonna say people are gonna ask about Eminem. Joe, if I was on the same page, people gonna ask about M.
I know how we feel about M, but the album was decent. He had a little beef with Benzino.
Right, this is about years, right? I haven't gone back to that album ever since. But Eminem, the people are saying they like the album, right?
I'm voting for Schoolboy.
Nigga said Eminem gets no love.
This is the second team vote right here.
Second team vote. I got M.
It's M or Schoolboy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I might have to go with Schoolboy, man.
Damn.
I'm gonna go with Schoolboy.
I gotta go with Schoolboy, bro. Yeah, I gotta go with Schoolboy.
All right, so fucking Schoolboy is second.
Blue Lips.
So we got Doechii, Meg, Common, Dre, Schoolboy.
That's the second team.
That's the second
2024.
Team. So now we're getting into the third team. Now I hope the chat paying attention.
It's a good segment, y'all.
You know what I mean? Obviously, J. Cole, we moving him off the board. We know he's 13 by default.
Yeah.
Right? I'm seeing Vince Staples' name pop up a lot. I know we haven't talked about Vince on this podcast. He had the Netflix show. I'm not really a big fan of his music, so I'm willing to defer to my guys who might know more than me. Are we putting Vince Staples on this team?
I'll leave it to Sin.
There's a lot of names we about to go through that I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if I would put Vince Staples above Ransom, to be honest with you.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Ransom
I don't know if
on 13.
Right, we're not sure if Ransom's going to be on the team, and I think he's above Vince.
I'm just going to go out and say it and put it on the table. Every time Vince drops, I have to hear on Twitter about how brilliant the project is, how great the Sonics are. Vince deserves more flowers. And not once do I ever see it for him, bro. Never once. And I've given him multiple chances. Every time I see the Twitter timeline like, yo, Vince just dropped. He dropped another amazing project. And I go and listen, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all hearing. It's cool. It's cool, but it don't ever draw me.
Sin, Vince Staples is Portland Damian Lillard. They only bring him up to call him underrated, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no MVP convos. You know what I mean? Like,
he scored 50 in the game, though.
You feel me? You feel me? So, I wasn't. You know, that actually, to me, what you just said about Vince Staples, that's Vince Staples. That's Denzel Curry. That's Billy Woods. It's like 5 niggas like that for me. Like,
yeah.
Sorry if I called out your favorite rapper.
These critical acclaim niggas.
Denzel Curry's in there too. Yeah.
All right, so throw them. So we'll throw them off then.
No Staples for me.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. No disrespect to the West Coast. We don't need the West Coast trying to jump us again. I think Ab-Soul belongs on the 13.
Yeah, solo ho.
5,000 sales or not, he had.
The album was fire.
I'm with that.
Videos for at least 3 or 4 minutes already. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Doechii on that drain with him. Like, yo, honestly, the Ab-Soul project it's a tape. It's a fire tape.
I want to put Lupe in that spot, but Ab-Soul had a stronger year. I can't even deny it.
So we got Cole and Ab-Soul, right?
Yeah.
Why can't Lupe also be on this?
Lupe could be in there.
We're gonna talk.
The album was fire, bro.
We're gonna talk through it.
Show was crazy too.
For the ladies, this is a tough one. Me and Sin about to argue. I know Rhapsody had a strong year.
She did.
Lotto gotta make this team, bro. Honestly, there's people who might feel like Lotto deserve a higher spot, for better or worse.
You know what? I got my Doechii vote in. I'm willing to concede on Rhapsody.
All right,
I'll be fair.
If we gonna throw
when we do the best rapper list, that's gonna be a different conversation. This is not about who the best is. Please keep in mind, this is not strictly about talent. It's about the year.
Because even within the circles, like the Rhapsody album didn't make that many waves.
Right.
I mean,
like Rhapsody can rap circles around Lotto, but it's not just about that with this all rap team. It's about
and some of it is their own fault. Like I'm sorry, she sucks at promoting. And I mean, I don't know who her team is, but they don't promote her.
Ain't she Rock Nation? Rock Nation don't promote Rhapsody?
Hey,
that's facts. I think she is Rock Nation.
Good question.
That's tough. All right, so we got Lotto on the third team. We got 2 slots remaining.
Appreciate you, bro.
2 slots remaining and a lot of rappers. We ain't
a lot of rappers.
Gibbs dropped the album, but Gibbs didn't really do shit this year besides drop the album. It's fire.
Yeah, it is.
But he hasn't been active. He barely promoted the fucking album. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah,
Benny gonna make his third team. Benny had a strong second half.
Benny?
He did.
Yeah.
I'm with Benny.
Dropped his debut. You know what I'm saying? Had the shot 2.
We being biased, y'all. We ain't mentioned. Somebody mentioned Big X the Plug was in this.
Gotta mention Big X the Plug.
Yeah.
Got to. Him and Boss Man D-Lo. But I would probably give it to Big X the Plug. I just like his music
Big X
better.
the Plug actually had the joints that you was hearing though.
Yeah.
Like, you need a rapper whose joints you be hearing. Like, frankly, I get the rapidy rap shit, but we need the rapper like where the Jeezy at, where the the ESTG at,
But it's like we got to think about everything. Quite frankly, the last 2 spots should go to Big X and Cash Cobain. If we being fair,
that's true.
If we being fair,
Rod Wave had a good year too.
Yeah,
he had one of those put out an album years. I don't think he made much effort other than that. Damn, Jav.
Hopping right now, bro.
Jav had these names just waiting, bro. He knew he was gonna confuse the hell out of us, man. Damn.
I mean, Cash Cobain kind of fell off second half of the year,
but he had a strong.
But he's performing like every day though. That nigga's getting to the money.
Right.
I give him that.
And I always
go ahead.
What? And we to speak about the regionality it sounds, the whole thing we were talking about earlier. I always appreciate when an artist comes out and everybody tries to gravitate towards that sound. Everybody was making their little Cash Cobain joints this year. You know what I mean? That's a sign of a strong artist to me.
Yeah, we got Cash, and Big X the Plug. Everybody on Boss Man D-Lo wave right now, but Big X Plug had a strong year, bro.
My rookie of the year, as far as
Chinese is in right now, just so you know.
I've been tuned out.
Yo,
they want that. New York likes Boss Man D-Lo. Don't get it twisted. We just think Big X had a stronger year.
Damn, man. They think New York hates anybody we don't like.
That's crazy. We love to a Texas nigga. We hate everybody.
Compliment them, we hate them. That's just how it is.
Right. I gotta bring young rap back because we kind of stopped speaking about the young rappers. They was bullshitting for a while, but we get back.
Do we need to do a 4th team, or do we want to stop at 3?
I mean, they don't do 4th teams for any other sport. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 teams and you toast. First team, second team, third team.
It's been a good year.
It's been a good year. It's been a good year.
Fuck it, let's do a 4th team then.
Let's cook.
Hold up, we're not throwing West Side in there.
That's why we might need a 4th team.
4th team. I wasn't though. You know, I love West, but I didn't really think so. By the album. You know
I think if you put Boss Man D-Lo and Playboy, not Playboy Cussy, I'm reading the chat. And
speaking of Playboy Cardi, he had a strong year.
West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, I guess Boss Man D-Lo can all be in the 4th team. Rhapsody could be in the 4th team. We're not putting LL on none of these teams, Kiki. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get killed again.
You're not the only one.
Oh man, the force is not with you, Joe.
That's crazy. All right, so what we doing with this 4th team? You said
I like West Side got to be on that. West Side.
So what was the last two on 13?
Big X a Plug and Cash Cobain.
All right.
And with the other three were Benny, Cole.
For the 13?
Yeah.
For the 13, we had Cole,
Benny.
Absol. That Benny didn't make it.
Oh yeah, Absol on there.
And Lotto.
Yeah, Benny got to go on that fourth team then, right?
Yeah, now I don't know about that Lotto pick. But
if she going above Benny, then you got to be fourth team.
I'm shitting on LL just to piss certain people off, but LL didn't have. He had a strong year.
He definitely showed up.
Strong year musically.
Crazy year.
If y'all outvote me and say LL deserves to be there, then I'll shut up. You know what
I mean? I love LL as a for the legend he is, but I wasn't really moved by this shit too much. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to.
If we do the fourth team, we kind of got to throw Eminem on there, I think.
Yeah.
If you throw LL, you got to throw Eminem.
Yeah.
All right. Eminem.
Does Westside need to make this team? Because Westside was quiet up until the last 2-3 months.
I would have Benny over Westside.
Same.
Benny. What about Rome Streets?
I'd have Rome Streets over Westside.
Yeah.
So Benny, Rome Streets, LL, M, Rap.
Yep.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that 5. Everyone.
That fourth team might be out rapping a couple of the other teams.
Oh yeah.
They barring up on that fourth team.
If this was the best rapper list, a lot of the names that we picked wouldn't even be here. You know
right. That fourth team is barred up for sure.
All right, I'm with it.
You got all the names written down, Sid? Because I'm gonna make a little graphic and throw it up on the social.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. Let's move on real quick. We got to get to the hope of it all. We about to wrap up. We get into the last leg of the podcast.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
y'all was giving Ice Spice all types of credit a couple months ago. Now y'all back to reality. What's reality? Ice Spice
cooled off.
Kind of fell off in the second half of the year. It is what it is. When she was up, she was cool. But then Glow ran past her. Lotto stayed consistent. Doechii ran past her. Motherfucking Rap is outside actively. You got to give credit to the niggas who had a calendar year.
Yeah.
Once Ice Spice dropped, it was over with. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said ice melted. I'm dead.
You fell off along with it.
When you say couple months, that's doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. It wasn't a couple months ago. It might have been like 10 months ago, bro.
Early summer, bro.
It's been, yeah.
Back when she was still, you know what I mean?
Come chunky with it.
Ozempic Ice, we wasn't jacking, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Zemp Spice? You know what I mean? But anyway, real quick, let's get into the whole of it all. I just want to say,
we told you. No, I'm sorry.
We did. We told you to wait. But I find it funny how I got to leave with that line. All of the people with the pitchforks cannot be found. After the news came out that the young lady rescinded it, she has autism. The story's not blending. I just got an alert while we were on the air.
Wait. She's claiming
inconsistencies.
Huh?
You said she's claiming she has autism?
You didn't see that?
Nah. I did not see that part of the story.
I didn't hear that part either. I heard about the inconsistencies.
It was just people saying that she, I didn't see the confirmation of it. But I seen that floating around. I did.
Like she's claiming that as part of why she got the story.
No, I don't know about that part. I'm just saying that that was a part of what she's claiming, but it's part of who she is, so to speak.
Okay.
A character description. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the people with the pitchforks was real loud. I haven't seen J Mar in his chat yet. J Mar got mad that I called him out, and then he ran to the comment section on YouTube to complain some more. I ain't seen J Mar at all to this pod. But when the accusations came out, loud in the chat. On Twitter, we dropped the clips telling y'all, because we didn't even side with Jay. We said, this shit looks kind of fishy. Let's wait before we start wilding. That's all I said. We had people on Twitter calling us jigaboo.
Facts. Y'all was getting worse than the Eminem fans, bro.
Racist attacks against the Rap Roundtable because we said, just hold on, let this play out just a little bit. Now this week, where y'all at? I ain't finding nobody. Hello? You want to click the link? Hit the subscribe option? No? The fuck is going on? Yo, Sid, and you like help me understand here. Like, where they at?
I mean, it's par for the course, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers want to be like wrong and loud, but you know what I mean? When the truth comes to light, they want to get all quiet. You know what I mean? Be like a, just run into a hole and hide from motherfuckers. Like, we seen y'all. We seen y'all when you popped out and with your mother fucking megaphones being mad loud and mad wrong. Be just as loud when you admit that you had it wrong. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Just admit it. Just be real about it. That's I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. We all wrong every now and then. I mean, not me, but like other people. You know what I mean? Everybody's wrong every once in a while. Just come out and admit it, man. Stand on your square, bro.
Straight like that, Dini. We know you got a slog. What is your thoughts on everyone going radio silent all of a sudden?
It's evil work, man. The apologies got to be as loud as the slander. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in all these cases, bro, we should just wait. You get what I'm saying? New evidence, new information is constantly presented. You know, and I'm not saying that. I'm just, all I know is that she's bumped into a lot of inconsistencies in her story. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know what father would his daughter would tell him some shit like that happened, and this nigga just goes, you know what? To the crib we go. Like, bro, like there's precinct, hospital, furniture moving, nigga. That's the only three options I see. So I don't know. The whole shit sounded fishy. A lot of people waited. Some people jumped out the window, no parachute. But that's the way it is. I always feel like that could be anybody. Like, if that situation was you, you'd be surprised how many people would turn on you. Like, just wait for the information, because you find out a lot of these shits is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? No criminal charges. Some shit like that happens. I would even let whoever that person was file any charge besides criminal. If you're gonna get the money. But definitely file criminal too. The fact there's no criminal charge for some shit like that heinous, kind of says a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mencito, what are your thoughts, man? Didi, I know you got a slide, bro. Do your thing, man.
Copy.
You muted, bro. Mace, you muted.
My fault, y'all. Had to block out the sirens. Y'all know I live in the hood. Me personally, it just was a microcosm of what we've been seeing since we've been kids, right? Big giant news headline story. The correction is the little print on page 37. You know what I mean? Like, Wendy Williams goes and blabs about saying, that the man's wife got such and such, and then when she retracted it, you never even heard that audio. So I felt very proud of us as a podcast from the episode we put forth, because I thought all of us showed that we were disgusted by the possibility of this happening, but we all, used some sort of discretion and some sort of common sense that, some of this shit sounds a little bit off. And not that, I'm here defending Jay-Z, claiming Jay-Z's innocence, but just as an objective person, you look at this and this shit just looks a little bit off. It's just, it's a little whack. It's a little corny that it seems like we are absolutely in the culture of, people just kind of wanting this shit to be true. Listen, man, whether it's Jay-Z, whether it's what Kenny was calling Drake all year, even Puff, nigga, I don't want none of it to be true, because for it to be true, somebody had to go through something horrible. Somebody had to have maybe the worst part of their life ever. So me personally, I never want any of this shit to be true. Even if it's somebody I don't fuck with, even if it's one of the worst celebrities ever, I'm never out here hoping that any of this shit is true. You know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised at all. You know what I mean? I wasn't surprised at all. The media pundits, there was a lot of people that got a lot of clicks that those few days that it was up there. So, maybe the retraction won't get as much views, but that's basically how I felt about it. I felt like, we had nothing to be ashamed of for the product that we put out there, and for the way we kind of went into the situation. And if a lot more people, we could come back and speak about it, right? Because we spoke about it with dignity the first time around. A lot of these dudes won't do this. You know what I'm saying? They won't have any conversations about it. Y'all can see who it is yourself.
That's a fact. It's like people. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
No, I just want to jump in because, like, you know, what I mean, Mace was speaking facts about the era that we live in. Another thing about the era that we live in now is like everybody just reads headlines. They don't read any further than the headlines. You know what I mean? And that's the shit that's the shit that's the like the sickest part of it all is that you can have somebody on Twitter, let's say a Twitter account with a blue check, and they tweet something, and then it starts retweeting. All of a sudden, it's facts. You know what I mean? Now you take that and you put it on a NBC website headline. You know what I mean? And now it's like exponentially more factual to everybody without reading beyond the headline. You know what I mean? There's a whole story behind it. There's like multiple layers of context underneath it, right? There's the statement that Jay put out not like 5 minutes after the story broke. You know what I mean? But all people are going to run with is the initial headline because that's as far as they are willing to read because people are lazy and they don't want to think and they don't want to do the work to find out further information before they jump out the window with shit. You know what I mean? When it happened with Puff, that's a different story. There's a whole fucking trail. There's decades of stories behind what Puff was accused of doing. Not to mention an actual, you know what I mean, criminal case against him, a Fed case against him. You know what I mean? But people just, they saw a similar headline, not the same headline, not with the same, you know what I mean? Not with the same list of, transgressions. All they saw was a similar headline to what they saw with Puff. They put those two things side by side and said, oh shit, it's the same. Jay is the same as Puff. Bro, y'all motherfuckers out there are so goddamn lazy. If that's what you're doing out there, I feel sorry for y'all. I feel sorry that y'all live through life that way, bro, because like motherfuckers gonna try to sell you some magic beans and you're gonna pay for them shits because you're too fucking dumb to do any further research.
And is that, and it's also the confirmation bias of it all. And a lot of people they lean into that and they just want people to say the thing that confirms said biases. And when we come along, and because we're not hell bent and going in the opposite direction of being pro their favorite rapper and anti Jay-Z, anytime we say something that's not anti Jay-Z, where they want anti Jay-Z energy, we all of a sudden become the enemy. And a lot of this is because of the fact that we said 2-3 years ago that on a versus stage, Jay-Z would be the one to beat Nas in that kind of setting based on the music he had. Not that we think Jay-Z is greater than Nas or a better rapper than Nas, but the kind of music that Jay-Z makes lends itself to a versus stage. And because we said that, there's people that feel like if we don't say Jay-Z is a rapist of 13-year-olds, we're somehow biased. And I think that shit is a ridiculous way of thinking because it lacks any kind of dexterity. It lacks any kind of nuance. And we've never been a straight biased podcast unless we came into a situation where it's a new episode titled New York Bias where we're putting on for our city. But 97% of the time the Rap Roundtable drops, our goal is to be as fair as possible, whether we like the nigga or not. You know what I mean? And even with the Jay-Z thing, I would say on wax, we have yet to defend anything. We said when it comes to his business principles, he's done some shady shit. We're not prepared to swear for him with this Diddy shit. But we do know based on his history, and I said it last week, based on the people who talk about him and the way they reference Hove and who he was as a man coming up before the rap shit, he was always a get money nigga. He's always been lit. So it's a situation where it's like, is he really like a guy that's gonna do that? no one, everyone seems surprised. Nigga, what was homie name last week on the socials that defended Jay that's known for the Haven? The Haven was defending Hov. Yeah. That should tell y'all something. You know what I'm saying? It's not us. It's just people using rational thought processes saying, you know what? He just done a lot of fuck shit. But this don't sound like this guy. If you would have said he did some shady business shit, even young Chris talked about it, how the Rockefeller split up happened, and it's things he was willing to say and not willing to say about how things went with that breakup that pushed Jay-Z in a bad light. That makes some of the shit Oskino said very accurate. But putting that kind of smut on somebody's name or going on a platform and streaming, and the whole basis of your stream is to bash this guy because you don't like his raps, so he's a rapist. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. If your platform, and like I told them suckers that one time, if your platform is to placate and to shake ass for a handful of fans who really are only about one thing, then you will set yourself up for failure. And I'm never gonna do that on my platform. Fuck out of here. When the news hits and it's actual facts behind it that says that Jay-Z did X, Y, and Z and not some Epstein list or not some made-up story, then I'll be like, yo, he's a piece of shit. But until that hard evidence comes about, we're not doing that. And you can't compare Diddy to Jay, not the rant, but because the rumors that's been attached to Diddy have been there for close to 30 years. We never had them rumors attached to Jay. We had conspiracy theories. Even fucking Jaguar Wright was walking back shit last week, nigga. What we talking about?
And I promise you, you know, I know somebody mentioned, hey, yo, when it happened with Puff, y'all went crazy. Y'all threw. I promise you, if Jay-Z settled before we went on air, we would have slandered Jay-Z.
We would have tried this man.
Puff slandered in less than a day. I mean, Puff settled in less than a day, bro. Like, we ain't even have a chance to defend him and say we don't think he did it. He settled, bro.
And we wouldn't have defended Puff because we was telling y'all when niggas thought they was unveiling shit. We said, nigga, we been hearing shit about Puff for years. It's not surprising. We've been telling y'all that shit. We was waiting for the shit, the legalities of it all.
Right.
When we paid off Cassie and gave him
immediately,
we cooked him. How you got 30 M's to just give somebody off rip?
Off rip. Off rip after they exposed everything in the paperwork. You know what I mean?
Come on now. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's almost like if Jay-Z don't like you or approve of you, you don't get enough. And that's the shit. Jay do some shit. But this is a good point. A lot of niggas from that Rock dynasty, that's not Bleak, Tata, what's her name? Biggs. The rest of them niggas ain't eating well. Yeah. Now you can ask yourself the question. You look at Dipset, they find a way to keep getting to that money because Dipset worked. Ho has complained about some of the state prop niggas not being workers, not being willing to get after it. Are we gonna blame Jay-Z or are we gonna blame the niggas not getting after it? Young Chris is a whole ghostwriter. He getting his bag. What is Oskino doing? Is he getting to it? Did he convert his Rockefeller dynasty era into a bag, or is he waiting for a handout? I don't know. But I look at the niggas who's getting to it and the niggas who's not getting to it. The haves and the have-nots, and you can do the math yourself. Some niggas are hustlers. Or did Jay-Z blackball? I guess I gotta ask Oskino. Maybe they blackball. I don't know.
We not the Rock Nation roundtable. Like, we call him the Jigger and the local celebrity rapper. Like, we have fun with that shit over here. I don't think anything new that Jay-Z has dropped since we've been a podcast, this podcast has reviewed positively. Like, come on now. Like, give us a little credit, guys. Please. A little bit.
But you know what? This audience that we're talking to is not the people who used to come here to hate on us.
This is a fact.
Play to hate. All them niggas is on Twitter right now and they blocked and muted, so we can't even hear this shit. With they 40 burner accounts. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't flooding this chat no more, you heard?
Niggas made new accounts with the same name just so they could get unblocked at niggas like I won't block them again. Jarvis blocking me because he doesn't like when people disagree. No, I just don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
That's simple as that.
I don't like you. I don't like the niggas who give you a voice. And they 4 niggas who watch their show. Fuck all y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Fuck out of here. And I told them that on their own platform. So run tell that. They know. I came when
He's
they showed
still mad about it, I heard.
Fuck out of here. They didn't even stand in them. They waited until the show was over to write in the comment section. But when I was on air with them, they didn't defend none of the bullshit they were spewing on their platform because they know it's bullshit. And they bum ass rap song with that whack video that they dropped. Fuck out of here. Y'all got me ranting. I just don't like them niggas, B. I just don't like them niggas, B. Anyway, last but not least, Rock Marcy dropped a surprise album. Surprise-ish. He gave us about a week to prepare. You know what I'm saying? The City Rap Snob did 4 backflips when word came out that he was dropping. Rock Marcy alongside The Alchemist. The Skeleton Key is out right now.
Few cartwheels too.
Let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? So to close out the year, Rock and Alchemist decided to link up once again for the second time in 2 years with The Skeleton Key. You know what I mean? The follow-up to The Elephant Man's Bones, which came out in 2022. One of the more stellar projects of that year. And so they had some pretty big shoes to fill with this project. Did they live up to the expectations that, I don't know who else had these expectations. I know me personally, as much as I love that last project that they put out, those are some big shoes to fill. So I got to talk about how well it lived up to what I was expecting. And I have to say, it was a good project, but it's not The Elephant Man's Bones, not to me. You know what I mean? I was actually a little, even though there was a lot of excitement, I expressed a lot of excitement when the announcement came, you know what I mean? Because naturally, you know what I mean, Rock Marcy, Alchemist, linking up, closing out the year, feels perfect for this year, you know what I mean? But then as the days went by, like I started feeling like there's not an awful lot of energy in this announcement. There's not an awful lot of energy in like a rollout. There's no, I don't know. It just felt like something was missing in the air. You know what I mean? Like
nobody was even talking about it on the social scene.
Yo, I didn't quite feel it in the force. You know what I mean? And I started thinking. I was like, what if this was just like, you know what I mean? A little, a short little like, I didn't have a certain amount of songs in mind, but I was like, what if this is just like a few songs that they're like kind of just throwing together, putting out in the project? Maybe it's some stuff like some cutting room floor stuff from the last project. And so the project drops and I listened to it a few times through, and it's a good project. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, pile on it or nothing like that, but it does feel like it you know what I mean, it just feels like it didn't have that same energy that Elephant Man's Bones had. It doesn't feel like as complete. It doesn't feel as full. There's something also like a little bit in the mixing and the mastering of it that doesn't quite resonate the same way that Elephant Man's Bones did. And you know what I mean? Like you might, again, people might find it unfair to compare a project to the last project, but I mean, when Rock Marcy and Alchemist link up, I'm expecting fucking atoms to split. You know what I mean? I'm expecting fucking quasars and fucking, you know what I mean, black holes and shit. Like, this was cool. This was a couple of moons and stars, but it wasn't the atom splitting shit that I was expecting that I got from Elephant Man's Bones. There's a couple of joints on here that's crazy to me. Street Magic, which is the first joint on the album. I was fucking with that heavy. The lead single, Chopstick, was dope. That shit was fire. I had that shit on repeat a few times. There was Knock It Off. There was Ralph. There's some joints on here. But when I go back and I listen to Elephant Man's Bones and I hear Rubber Hand Grip and I hear Daddy Kane and I hear Quantum Leap and I hear Bubble Bath and I hear Trillion Cut and I hear Deja Vu, like, man, that album was just like so exceptional to me. Like, that album to me deserves to be in a museum somewhere, right? And this one was just, it was a dope project. Again, don't get me wrong, it's a dope project, but I really had my hopes up and it didn't quite live up to them. You know what I mean? But I will say this: between this and Marciology, Rock Marcy had a really, really strong year. I don't know. We might have to go back to our all rap teams and put Rock Marcy's name somewhere in there. We didn't even talk about it. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? I don't know, but it's a good project. It's a good project, but it's not anything exceptional to me. You know what I mean?
Before I get into it, before the fam, if you could expand on this, because I don't know what you're talking about as far as 50 and Cam jumping out the window. Like, explain it in the chat so we can talk about it before we get out of here.
Yeah. Regarding what specifically?
Right. For this project, Mesito, I'm not gonna put too much pressure on you because I know this is not your bag. I'm not sure if you got to tap into it. You know what I mean? But
I'm gonna be honest. Oh, Cook, y'all, my fault.
I want to say, I think this project, and this is gonna sound crazy to certain people. Kenny Mac, don't kill me, because I know he's somewhere lingering. Appreciate every time you tune in, Kenny Mac.
You being a goof, Joe?
You know what I mean? He about to call me a goofy right now. I sense it. You know what I mean? But what I'll say about this project is, I think the time for that sound might have come and gone, y'all. Because you look at, hear me out. I'm talking about, we're not talking about the rapper. He's an all world spitter. When we do the best rapper list, he'll probably be somewhere on that list. But as far as the sonics and the entire packaging, I think, whereas we were at the apex with the last time they got together, that was 2022 or 23, Sin?
22. Yeah.
Think about where we were sonically as a podcast, as rap fans around 22, right? Think about where that sound has gone. Griselda has kind of moved away from it, and they were at the forefront. Makami's kind of moved away from it. He was another one at the forefront. Ransom has kind of moved away. Boldy's moved away. Like, the BPMs are starting to increase. I'm not saying that the sonics are warm, but they're not as dark as they used to be. Motherfuckers is using drums more again. It seems like we're in a space where, all right, Rock Marcy helped birth the era, but he opened the door. He's the key maker. You know the key maker in the music? I can only show you the door. He showed niggas the door. They went through the door, but then they took the shit somewhere slightly different. And then he's doing this, and it kind of sounds dated, to me at least. Now he's making some shit that's good for his aesthetic. This to me falls right in line with who he is as an artist. But as a consumer, do we want this? Is this where we're at? I think the rest of the guys he opened the door for have elevated the space, and I think he's a little stuck. I think he might need to catch up to them now. This might sound blasphemous, Sin, but I think it's time for him to catch up to them.
Nah, I don't know, man. I just think I think we've seen situations like this before. Like the first thing that comes to mind is like when Ghostface made Fish Scale, and then he made More Fish, and it was like meant to be like a follow-up, but also like just kind of like cutting room floor stuff.
It sounded very raw.
Fish Scale, right? But you know what I mean? And I remember listening to More Fish, and I was like, I fucks with this. This is dope. And I remember being just as excited for More Fish and being like, okay, but this is just stuff. It feels like stuff that didn't make Fish Scale. You know what I mean? I just think that that's what the situation is here. I think maybe, I don't know, they felt like there was stuff that was strong enough to carry a 10-song project, and they just said let's put it together. I'm listening to the Alchemist production, and it's not just so much the beats, but also like the sequencing of it. The way that there's a lack of like, because Alchemist is always good for a little like sonic interlude from song to song. I'm not really hearing that. I'm not really hearing like the common thread throughout the album. Like, just something didn't. There might be a point to what you're saying, Jav. You know what I mean? But I also think that like there wasn't as much thought or care put into this project as into their last project. So not to say that you're completely wrong, but it might be like a combination of the two. But if I feel like if they both locked in the way that they locked in for Elephant Man's Bones, they could, they could do it again, and it would still sound fresh. It would still sound, innovative. It would still sound dynamic. I just think that what they did with this project was kind of just like say, hey, we got these joints. Let's just package it together and put it out there.
What do you think about that, Macito?
Jaw, you were right. I didn't get to tap into the record for a couple reasons. For some reason, this is why I'll be a little airheaded with the group sometimes, y'all. I thought we was about to chat about this Snoop Dr. Dre shit. I was ready to, pack up Snoop. We talk about that another time.
I was saving that for the in studio. I feel like that's more. I wanted to talk about that with us together.
Say that.
So, niggas is capping. There's a lot of happening about this project, and I'd rather talk about it with the guys in person.
We might deserve, that might be a 20-25 minute segment right there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I didn't get to tap into it completely. Also, like you were saying, like earlier with like Drake and Kendrick as far as restaurants are concerned, I just wasn't feeling the Rock Marcy restaurant. Rock Marcy is very much an artist that for me, I have to be, he takes you into he immerses you into that world, right? So I gotta already be on my Boldy timing or my, my Conway timing, and then we could get to the Rock Marcy. I can't just, it's like Jaw. He can't just listen to Drake. He got to throw on the Pitbull and the Flow Rider first, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work that way, bro.
Don't do that to me.
It's the same way. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get into it because I know Dini gonna have his thoughts.
I gotta warm up with the old Aubrey before I get into the new Aubrey.
There we go.
Runway. You know what I'm saying?
None of the boots with the fur joints.
No. Hell no.
But I'm gonna tap into it for sure. Because I know Dini gonna have his thoughts and Rock Sin. I argue with Sin all the time, but certain artists, when Sin has a certain respect for them, we all just kind of listen to this shit. You know what I mean? Like Sin got that type of cachet with the Rap Roundtable, so I gotta tap in just to see what Rock Marcy's doing. But when Dini have his reply about it, I'll get into it as well.
All right, we'll save that for the in studio. We got the next in studio is gonna be our last one for the year, and we got a lot to cover with that. So make sure y'all pulling. There's gonna be the year end awards for y'all who probably kind of new here. Every year end, we do, instead of just doing what's the best, we kind of do like a Grammy, so to speak. So we do a year end awards, and then we hand out what we think is the best based on very specific topics. So make sure y'all pull. That's episode 113. Make sure y'all pull up for that one. This has been another Elite Live, that's why I hit niggas earlier. I was like, we got to start a little bit earlier because I knew this was going to run a little bit long. As you can see, we've been here for 2 hours. We don't do the long lives. That's not our bag. We try to get y'all out of here because we know y'all got families, dinner, and lives to live. But before the fan, he followed up. Appreciate that. He says, when 50 was on Cam and Big Boy shows, he was acting entitled to throw more hate Jay's way because of the recent allegations. When it comes to 50 and Jay-Z, at least from my perspective, to me, 50 just he has issues of letting go of things with everyone. Whole big time them many moons ago, 50 never got over it. And he's acted out ever since. He wants to be Jay's friend, but he hates the fact that Jay big timed him 25 years ago. And it's been that ever since. Am I off base of saying that, Sin? Macito?
Nah. 50 is going 50. You know what I'm saying? To the homie with the super chat, and much appreciated, both of them. Mm-hmm. I think, and maybe we'll talk about this a little bit later. I feel like the Kendrick talk of it all was making more headlines than anything he had to say Jay-Z wise. He was kind of passively aggressively throwing shots Kendrick's way at the interview.
OVO 50, so
right. It fits, man.
It is what it is.
When 50 come to the Rap Roundtable, he better diss niggas, man. That's what he does.
Last but not least, before we get up out of here, we close the show out by reading off all the super chats. We got them here. We appreciate the donations because it goes right back into the brand. And Real Smoke started it off with Ain't No Compromise. OVO is 2020 MAGA.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That
Tina Plummer with the $50 hot. Tina been delivering these $50 the last few weeks. Appreciate you,
Tina, what up?
Yeah.
Why does Drake get to be the only voice in what hip hop represents? I feel like we need the approval of Drake fans to move forward, and that's bullshit. All we want is music. Ain't nobody waiting for Drake fans' approval. Trust me, we don't. In fact, them pop rap fans can get the fuck out of here. Not Mace, but the pop rap fans can get the fuck out of here. Jermaine L. Johnson, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. This tension feels like when we had the native tongues of Roots, Black Star, Rawkus, purest fan base versus the bad boy. Yeah, that's a good point. What you think about that, man?
Well, I mean, I see it, and I seen it when he posted it earlier. I mean, the only difference is that, I mean, Kendrick is not no overground artist. You know what I mean? He's just as big, but he does carry that energy. You know what I mean? That spirit with him. So that's you know what I mean. I see that, like, he's carrying it for, you know, all the way. And actually, I meant to say this earlier. I think we owe Mos Def an apology. You know what I mean? He called it early.
Before. You did.
You know what I mean?
Mos Def nailed it. Pause. Yeah. Like directly.
You know what I mean? And I feel like for a lot of people, like, it's got to be, you know what I mean? It's got to be somebody with a certain amount of, you know, cult cachet that says something. You know what I mean? But Mos Def, he called it from early. You know what I mean? So, hey. So he does. Kendrick does carry that spirit of, like, the Mos Defs and Commons and Qualies, just on a grander scale.
I see the vision. Ariel Smoke getting his feelings off. He says 50 chose the greasy face, duck lip predator dude built like a Roblox character that eats nothing but honey buns. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, Ariel.
Ariel, what's up with
you? Is Ariel no malice? Wait a second, man.
You know? Chip Osorio with a $10 holler says a large segment of Drake fans showed that they are hip hop during the beef because their refrain was Kendrick hasn't sold as much as Drake. Yeah, a lot of fraudulence that was exposed because they not like us. I'm sorry. Ariel Smoke, Mr. Stiller preach. Wow. Come on, Ariel, you wild. I can't read stuff like that. LT with a $5 holler says, bad boy ran things until DMX told us on the start to get at me, dog. Let's take it back to the streets. Yeah, God changes all the time, and we're seeing it in real time. It's a fact. Pocket full of ghosts, $10 holler says, just want to show support from GA by way of NC Dean. I definitely missed that true New York Diesel strain. Love the show. Plus Hove is okay. I appreciate the Hove love. Hove is a GOAT. Yeah. You see that once every quarterly you see a Jay-Z fan. You know. Ariel Smoke says, how is it a freestyle when it's written for you? Damn, he cooking. Oof. Spins the block right back. I fully expect
about that.
Big Rap Karl Malone. Tough.
Oh, that Karl Malone is crazy.
Jeez.
Dre got. That's why he said in the chat, read the super chat, see, because he knew he was getting his shit on. Dre got with a $5 holler says, post battle best album era now started. Dot dropped GNX Cole and Drake on the clock. Dot stepped on the fall off. Drake stem. Yeah, he did. I mean, I feel like is K doing it on purpose, you think? Anytime I feel like like Cole got momentum, he do something to just make sure that he call that.
Absolutely.
Cole got to get on record and just say, fuck this nigga, man.
I've been saying that. All right. See, I'm gonna have to issue another apology because I've been saying that.
Cole's too nice. He's reminiscing about when they used to work together, bro.
Fuck out of here. Podcast, bro. The homie Zig at the Cole show says literally at the Cole show, but he got to make the third team. Respect that. Social Work chose me, says Doshi's the female version of Dot, not hip hop. Huh?
What?
I guess he was talking to May saying that Doja's not hip hop.
No. Yeah, he might have gotten confused. We were saying Doja,
right?
Not hip hop, not Doja.
Pocket full of Ghost says I'm an old head, DJ Craig G, Ron G, etc. But I would have never have thought that Gunna is Fire and Schoolboy album of the year. I mean, I feel like Schoolboy had the album of the year, but niggas not jacking it. I can't force my opinion on people. You don't have to let the special needs kids, Orbs and J-Ho. Come on, bro. Don't do that, everyone. Come on, bro. Pocket full of Ghosts says Big X is fire. Rafael Fidelis with the I guess the $5 from a different country. I heard a car bumping OT in Brazil. Oh wow, Kendrick getting spun in Brazil. Wow, never heard anyone in my city bump Dot. Happy holidays. Rap Roundtable was all the way in Brazil. How about that?
Beautiful.
We in Africa, we in France, we in Brazil, we worldwide. How about that? LL, Eminem, Snoop, Ice Cube, Common, Legends team. Ice Cube album was a dud, bro. We gotta tell the truth here. Common dropped the album of the year contender. We gotta be fair. Jermaine L. Johnson with a super chat says, "Oh no, Wayne just spoke about the Super Bowl again. This time on Skate Bayless podcast. God, Wayne, please stop it." I heard he said he spoke to Kenny. So if it's hot, we'll be back tomorrow. Trust me.
Facts.
I'm late just chatting, but why do they always say Mr. Morale didn't land? Some people didn't like Mr. Morale. Sin loves it. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah,
music is all about opinions.
Yeah, but I gotta be real about like the overwhelming perception out there is that most people were not feeling it out. I love it though. I think it's brilliant.
All right, bet. Macito, take us home, man.
Shit, man. Shouts to the chat. Shouts to everybody out there. I don't know how many pulled up today. I know it's a bunch though. Y'all been showing a lot of love recently.
Yes, yes.
Shouts to Dini, man. The balance of the PG Lang team. We're gonna have to send him an invoice. We're gonna speak to Dini, y'all. The embassy will speak to Dini. We got him. Shouts to Sincere the Rap Snob, the mayor of this shit, the super producer. Y'all know the vibes.
Yeah,
Follow him right now. He makes beats. You heard? Shouts to Jaw of the point guard, the legend in about 3 games these days. Catch him on podcasts, catch him on television, catch him on the radio. You know what I mean? Like the international man of the rap roundtable. Me, I'm your boy Macito. You know, voice of the young people, voice of the industry, and sometimes voice of the embassy.
Yo, Mace, you gotta have a embassy made soul roll for Dini. If you ain't got the soul rolls, he gonna be
listen, man, with some Canadian bacon pause. You know what I'm saying? And we are the Rap Roundtable. You know, like, share, subscribe, comment. If I talk crazy and you gotta shut me down, go ahead, send a comment. I might comment back. Do your thing. But we are the Rap Roundtable, and we are out of here.
Sir, see y'all soon.